Hello everyone and welcome to the video lecture on differential equation. Dear learner, we have seen that depending upon the nature of the input function, that is f of x, we have the different cases to find out the particular integral. So far we have seen the two different cases to find out the particular integral depending upon the nature of function. If we have function f of x as e power ax, then case 1 is applicable, and when the function f of x is of the form sine of ax plus b or cos of ax plus b, then case 2 is applicable. Today in this video lecture, we are going to learn third case to find out the particular integral. So let's see when this case 3 is applicable. So if we have the function f of x as algebraic function of the form x raised to n, where n is a positive integer, then particular integral is given by 1 upon f of t operating on x raised to n. Now, how this case operates, what we do? So here first of all we take the lowest degree term common from f of d, and then the remaining terms will be of the form 1 plus the function of d. So therefore particular integral will take the form 1 upon lowest degree term, and whatever term left we will take this in the numerator. So it will be of the form 1 plus phi of d to the power minus 1 operating on x raised to n. After this we will expand 1 plus phi of d to the power minus 1 using binomial expansion in the ascending powers of d up to d raised to n. Now why up to d raised to n? Because we know that this function after expansion is going to operate on x raised to n. So we will have the terms of the form nth derivative of x raised to n. So nth derivative of x raised to n is n factorial. Whereas if the power of derivative is more than the power of algebraic term, that is x raised to n, then the terms reduces to 0. So this is the reason why we will expand up to d raised to n only. So let's see how to solve the example using this case, how this method operates. So before this we will frequently use some binomial expansion, standard binomial expansion, which are 1 plus r raised to minus 1 is nothing but 1 minus r plus r square minus r cube and so on. Infinite number of terms will be there in this expansion. Similarly, if the middle sign changes, so all terms will become positive. Question is how to remember this. So if you notice here we have plus n minus, then we are getting alternative plus minus sign with the same terms. Whereas when we have both the sign negative, then all terms will be positive. In this way one can remember this. We have few more expansions which will be used sometimes. So that is 1 plus r raised to minus 2. So it is also in the same line with only one difference, that here we will have the coefficients as 1, 2, 3, 4 like this. Otherwise logic is same, alternate plus minus sign. And on the same line we have the last binomial expansion as when both are negative, so all terms positive, and the same terms 1 r square with the coefficient in the increasing order, that is 1, 2, 3, 4 like this. So as and when required we are going to use this expansion. So let's begin with the first example. Solve d2y by dx square minus 9y equal to x cube. So first of all, as per the requirement, we will write this in operator form as second derivative term is there. So d square minus 9 operating on y is equal to x cube. Then we will find out first the auxiliary complementary function. For this we need to find out auxiliary equation, which is m square minus 9 equal to 0, obtained by just replacing d by m and equating this operator to 0. Solving this, we will get two roots, which are 3 and minus 3. Now the roots are real and distinct. So according to this nature of roots, we will write complementary function as c1 e raised to power first value of m, that is 3x, plus c2 e raised to power second value is minus 3 into x. Remember here x is a independent variable, so complementary function will involve functions of independent variable. So that's why here it should be x. Now let's find out particular integral. Particular integral is equal to 1 upon f of d. What is the operator over here? Is d square minus 9, and then the right hand side function of independent variable, which is x cube. Now as we are having this f of x as function of the form x raised to n, so we will apply case number 3. So what we do first? So we will take lowest degree term common. What is the lowest degree term over here? It is minus 9. We will take lowest degree term common along with its sign, so that when it is taken common, what should be left is 1. So it is minus 9 outside, 1, and then remaining term should be divided by minus 9. So we have plus d square by minus 9. Now because of case 3. Now what we do? Take this term, bracket term in the numerator, so it will raise minus 1 sign. Let's expand by using the formula 1 minus r. You can see here it is in the form 1 minus r raised to power minus 1. What is r here? It is d square by 9. So we will expand by making use of this formula. 1 minus r raised to minus 1 is 1 plus r square and so on, with r as d square by 9. Now the question is, how many terms we should write in the expansion? So as I mentioned in the beginning, that we should write up to the term d raised to n, if the algebraic term over here is x raised to n. So we find here it is x cube, so we will write up to d cube. But unfortunately we are having the power of d as square power 4 like this. So we will write up to d square by 9 to the power 2. Now let's apply this on each of these terms. X cube, so we have 1 into x cube. Now what is mean by this? So this means d square operating on x cube. Similarly d to the power 4 operating on x cube. Now what is mean by d square? So d stands for differentiation with respect to x, 1 times derivative. So obviously d square means it is 2 times derivative with respect to x. So we need to differentiate this 2 times with respect to x. So let's see what will be its differentiation. So its differentiation will be, first differentiation will be 3x square, and again differentiating that, so it will come out to be 6x. Whereas here the order of derivative is more than the power of x. So according to the result, standard result which we have, what we have, that the d raised to n plus 1 of x raised to n is always 0. So when the power of d, this differential operator, is more than the power of x, then it always comes out to be 0. So here power of d is 4, which is more than the power of x, so it comes out to be 0 according to the rule of differentiation. And obviously after this we will have all the higher power terms of d, so all other terms also reduces to 0, so we have all other terms as also 0. Now simplify, you will get particular integral in this manner. So now we have obtained particular integral and complementary function, so we can write a required general solution, which is nothing but dependent variable equal to complementary function plus particular integral. Substituting complementary function and particular integral, where C1 and C2 are arbitrary constants. So I hope the process is clear to you all. So what is important in this case? That first is you should express the given function properly by taking the lowest degree term and then expansion. After expansion, you have to while expanding the function, you have to make use of the formula appropriately, and then you have to operate it on a given function in a proper way. So let's have one more example based on this. Solve this example. So first of all, we will find out complementary function as per our usual manner. So here you will have 4 values for m. What we find here, 2 values are repeated and distinct and real also. So let's apply the case for real and distinct for this real and repeated. So these are real and repeated. So we write C1 plus xC2 e raised to power that repeated value. What is that? 0x. Plus again the next pair is also repeated and real. So we write case for this. So it is C3 plus xC4 and then e raised to power this repeated value. What is that? 1 times x. In this way we will have complementary function. Let's find out particular integral. Now look for the lowest degree term over here. The lowest degree term is d square. So we will take out d square outside. What is left in place of this is 1, and remaining term must be divided by d square. Now let's simplify it further before expanding. So we will write this in the numerator and then separate the numerator. D to the power 4 by d square. How much? It is d square, then minus 2 d cube by d square. So d square will get cancelled and we are left with minus 2d. So this is the term left. Let's expand this. So here note the term other than 1 is nothing but r. So what is the value of r here? Is d square minus 2d. So it is in the form 1 plus r raised to minus 1. So accordingly we will apply the expansion formula. What is 1 plus r raised to minus 1? It is 1 minus r plus r square. Here r is d square minus 2d. Again, how many terms we should write in the expansion till you get d square. So note here r is d square minus 2d, which contains d square. Then we will take square of this, that also contains the term of d square. Why? Because here the lowest degree term in this r is 2d. So when we will take the square of this, so we will have d square term. So that's why we will write the term of r square also. And then after this the terms will have the highest power, so we will not write that in the expansion. Now let's simplify. Open all the bracket, then operate it on x square. See what you will get. So d square of x square means double derivative of x square, or we can have the formula, we can use the formula. What is the formula? Formula is that d raised to n of x raised to n is always n factorial. This formula we can use when the power of d as well as x is same, then it comes out to be n factorial. So we will use this formula. Now what is the derivative of x square? 2x. Now here the power of d is more than the power of x, so definitely it's going to be 0. This term also 0. Now what about this? This gives us 2. In this way, just by making use of this standard formula, we will have a simplification. Now is this a particular integral? Answer is no. Why? Because here one more term of differential operator is here, right? So here we have this term of d. So it is not a required particular integral. It needs to be simplified further. So I have to remove 1 by d square. What is mean by 1 by d square? 1 by d square means if d stands for differentiation, then 1 by d stands for integration. So 1 by d square means integration twice. So let's integrate twice all the terms left. So what it is? So integration of x square, see here, integration of x square twice, integration of 4x twice, as well as integration of x twice is required. So let's see what is the integration of x square 2 times. So it means 1 by d as it is. First integrate x square, integration of x square will be x cube by 3, 1 by d is again left, then whatever answer we have, we will integrate that. So integration of x cube by 3, that will be x to the power 4 by 4, and 1 by 3 is already there. So it comes out to be in this way, x to the power 4 by 12. Similarly, we will simplify the remaining two terms. X is left, integration of x twice will give us x cube by 6. You can see here how it comes out to be x cube by 6. So we have 1 by d square of x. So what it will be? First integration of x is x square by 2. Now this is the answer. Again integrate this. So what we have? X cube by 2 constant, x cube by 3. So what it will be? X cube by 6. That is what I have written here. Similarly 1 by d square of 1. So integration of 1 is x. Okay. Again integrating, integration of x is x square by 2. In this way we will simplify it. So we have particular integral. This is not involving any function of d. So this is a required particular integral. So we can write a complete solution. So I hope this method is clear to you all. So what is important? Important is that you should express the given function as per the required manner. What is the required manner? Requirement that you should write lowest degree term outside whatever function is given. So 1 upon lowest degree term. Then remaining function will be always of the form function of d, right? And then we will take this in the numerator. It will take the form 1 plus phi of d raised to power minus 1. Then use appropriate binomial expansion, and while expansion you have to keep in mind that you should write the term in the expansion till you will get d raised to power n, right? And all the highest power term will reduces to 0. So this is the case 3. In the next video lecture, we shall discuss few more important examples. Till then, keep watching, keep learning. Thank you all.